Scott Morrison, thanks for your time.
Well, good to be with you, Bryan, as always. Good evening.
Now, as we come to the end of a very big year.
A huge and quite remarkable year in many respects.
And
yes.
there have been some big distractions lately, the US elections, of course.
Yes, that's right, Bryan.
But as this year comes to a close, I mean, how is the Australian economy placed? How's it travelling?
Well, Bryan, we're living in time of great change in the global economy, in the regional economy and in the Australian economy, Bryan. We're obviously trying to adapt to that change.
And how are we doing that?
By trying to snooker the same-sex marriage debate, Bryan, and repeal Section 18C of the Racial Discrimination Act.
Scott Morrison, hang on. These things are not anything to do with the Australian economy.
First things first, Bryan. You're asking me what the government is doing. I'm trying to explain it.
OK, just on the economy, though. You're the Treasurer, you're running it. And as we approach another year, how are we travelling?
Bryan, can I just correct what is really quite a common misconception? The Treasurer does not run the economy. I'm not running the economy. No, he doesn't run the economy, Bryan. The Treasurer has carriage of government expenditure, government income, some fiscal policy, no monetary policy, and certainly doesn't control the economy.
But you don't run the economy?
Of course I don't, Bryan. I'm not in charge of setting the iron ore price. I mean, people are out there borrowing literally billions of dollars on the international bond market to run their businesses, Bryan. I've got no control over that at all.
OK, Scott Morrison, then we're dealing with the end of the mining boom, aren't we?
We're certainly dealing with the end of the mining boom, yes.
And the US is pulling out of the TPP.
They are, that's correct.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, Bryan. Perhaps they haven't read it. It's very much their way. I don't know why they're pulling out of that.
Well, with his background, do you think a Trump presidency will be run more like a business?
Well, Bryan, I think that's the way in the contemporary world. That's certainly the way we operate. Yes, Bryan. I mean, Malcolm Turnbull is the CEO. I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
Julie Bishop?
Julie Bishop's, yes, sales and marketing, Bryan.
Christopher Pyne?
Christopher Pyne, yeah, he's terrific. He's in sales and marketing.
Mitch Fifield?
Yes, we've got Mitch in sales and marketing.
Steve Chobo?
Yeah, he's excellent, Steve.
What does he do?
Sales and marketing, Steve, Bryan.
Well, you've really got sales and marketing pretty well covered.
Well, Bryan, you have to. I mean, you haven't got a business if your product's not moving. You have to do sales and marketing.
All right, what about George Brandis? What does he do?
Well, George is in a slightly different position, Bryan, in legal and general. His job is to push through the party's underlying agenda.
Does he write it?
No, he doesn't even agree with it, Bryan, but his job is to get it through.
What is it?
Well, to snooker the same-sex marriage debate, Bryan, and get Section 18C of the Racial Discrimination Act repealed.
But like I said, this is not going to improve the economy, is it?
Bryan, try and stay on the subject. You're asking about government policy, and you want to talk about the economy.
Scott Morrison, thanks for your time.
It's very, very trying, Bryan. I'm trying to concentrate.